you might be like me, where I had students kind of work self-paced throughout the week, where on Friday we often needed our students to have a catch-up day. And so here is what I kind of created is I would come in here and add all of the different assignments and activities that my students needed to complete for the week. So again, this is missing assignments. I would put the date of kind of what was all kind of due. Then once I had all of the assignments laid out, I would go into my Google Classroom and I would go into my classwork and create this as a Kami assignment. The reason I would create this as a Kami assignment is because I could use ClassView to quickly highlight what assignments I had missing from my students. So again, I was able to come in and I was then able to individually highlight what needed to be complete. So that way my students had a list of different activities that they needed to complete during that time that we had on Friday to get caught up. If my students were caught up, then they worked on some extension activities. So here I am in my Google Classroom. I'm going to add this to my Google Drive. And once I add this into my Google Drive, I can then call this missing assignments. And again, I would do this weekly. Make a copy for every single student. I could change my points. I could even add feature controls if I wanted to. And I would hit assign. And so then what would happen is every student in this class would get their own individual copy of my Google document. Now I was able to individualize. So now I would come in and I would highlight what all of my students needed to do. So I would open up this assignment right into ClassView. And when I open this up into ClassView, I would be able to see all of my students at the exact same time, which meant I was able to come in and use my highlighter tool. And I could come in and highlight what students had missing. I could come in and quickly kind of go through. You can see how every single student might look a little bit different based on what they needed. And so again, it was just a quick way for me to come in and highlight what my students needed to get done. Maybe this student needed that, maybe this student needed this. And as my students completed things, they could check them off their list if they needed to. They could come up and we could meet and talk about what else I needed to see and what else they had missing. So this is a great way for me to kind of check in and see how my students were progressing through their missing assignments.